Chelsea travel to Stamford Bridge for a home game against Noah in the Europa Conference League. Join me for the preview. We're going to be going through everything regarding Chelsea, as well as who are Noah. I'd never heard of them before. I'd be surprised if you have as well. And we're going to break it down piece by piece. But listen, my name's Alex. Welcome to Chelsea Fan TV, guys. If you are here for the first time, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button as well. It shows that you are enjoying the content. And let's get straight into it, guys. Listen, I mean, me personally, looking at this game, I didn't realize how small Noah is. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I had never heard of Noah before. Had any of you ever heard of Noah? I'd never, ever heard of him. Masculine men saying, men playing against a team called Noah. I mean, listen, man. I mean, we've seen it all. We have seen it all now. But the crazy thing is that there is still more to come. Listen, good to see Frex Stiap as well, if I pronounce that name right. Jamie, big up to you, my friend. I hope you're doing very well. Listen, I'm more than ready. I'm going to be at the game today, but before I leave, because I'm literally going to record this stream and then go home, I thought we would jump on here and let's get it done, guys. But yeah, I mean, let's dive in. First of all, let's look at who are Noah FC. Let's look inside, and I'm going to share this article with you as we go through. I personally had never heard of these guys before. Who are Noah FC? They are inside the Armenians Minnows, getting ready to face a multi-million-pound Chelsea side, having never paid a transfer fee in their history. What? They have never paid a transfer fee in their history, guys. Never. Wow, that's incredible. We've already learned something. So they're Armenian, and they've never paid a transfer fee in their whole history. They've never paid money for a player. Goodness gracious. The Blues travel to Armenia to face... Well, no, they're not traveling anywhere. So I think the Daily Mail have got that one wrong. The Blues travel to Stamford Bridge, guys, to face a side 300 places below them in the rankings. Noah's entire squad value is valued at £6.5 million, 15 times less than Enzo Fernandez's fee. Let that sink in. That actually seems like quite a good return, though, if you didn't pay a single penny for any of those players. So tell me if I'm wrong, guys. That seems all right if the squad's worth 6.5 and they never paid a penny. Okay. So they are 300 places that separate Noah and the Blues in the UEFA coefficient rankings, and it's difficult to imagine a greater chasm between two sides facing off in European competition. The Stamford Bridge outfit have spent more than $1 billion in the 2-year reign of Todd Boehly alone, while their Armenian adversaries for the night have never paid a single transfer fee for a player. Chelsea starting 11 for their previous Conference League clash against Panathinaikos cost them $487.5 million, while Noah Yeverin's entire squad is worth 6.5 according to Transfer Market, a sum which could get you around 6.5% of Enzo Fernandez. Oh my goodness, they're really picking on Enzo, aren't they? Who are Noah? Where do they come from? And what is their potential arc in this year's competition? Let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look. Who are Noah? That's what I want to find out, guys. I don't want to see this, guys. I don't want to watch an advert. No. Okay. They were formed in 2017. So only 7 or 8 years ago. A brand new team. I'd never heard of them before. Well, that's probably because they weren't a thing for a long time. I'd love to know the reason behind this as well. I wonder if they actually explain how they founded Noah. The Avenir-based side started out life as FC Arksakter before moving to their current location and changing their name 2 years later. Their current moniker is, of course, a reference to the animal-loving biblical figure who built a boat to avoid a huge flood hitting Mount Ararat, which, although it lies in modern-day Turkey, is still a national symbol of Armenia. So that's why they're called Noah. So they changed their name in 2019. Armenia has a strong relationship with the Noah story. It's a spiritual situation. Vahe Garsparan, a member of the First Armenian Front supporters group, told The Athletic. Christianity is the state religion. Mount Ararat, God, these names, man. Mount Ararat is a special site in the country's history. It is much more than just a place. The symbolism for the country is monumental. The club have come a long way to reach Thursday's meeting with Chelsea. The area of Arsakta being its own republic, unrecognized by UEFA for international tournaments until it was taken by Azerbaijan in 2023. Slava Gabrielan, the UEFA pro-license coach for the area, detailed the struggles back in 2017, saying, before 2006, there was no organized football in Artsakh. How do you pronounce these names? I'm just going to say Artsakh. He told The Independent, we have some friendly games against teams from Armenia and sometimes from Georgia, but we never have competitive games. It's not possible for us. It's now a part of Azerbaijan, and FC Arsakht is now Noah, who have migrated to Armavir in Armenia amid the conflict in the region. With the slightest change capable of threatening the club's entire existence, it is understandable that head coach Rui Motta is constantly on the lookout for comfort in an often uncomfortable scenario. One source is the side's name itself, as the boss explains. Being able to carry this name with us is so nice, he said. It's like a warm blanket. The club hit the ground running after their relocation, lifting the Armenian group and Armenian Super Cup in 2020, but have gone trophyless since then. But within 5 months of his arrival, the Portuguese boss has pulled off the greatest feat in Noah's short history, thrusting the side into top European competition. Since the Conference League began, no team has reached the group stage, having won all 4 qualifying rounds until Noah came along. They've already shown they have a giant killing ability, although it's not quite on the level of Chelsea, having beaten AEK Athens 3-2 on aggregate in the 3rd round. Motta, who have moved from Georgia club FC Dalagori in the summer, had to do his business early with Noah's first match taking place on July 11th, before the Euros had even finished. The team signed a whopping 16 players in less than a month, all for free, with a heavy emphasis on Portuguese incoming from clubs such as Farenses, thanks to the manager links in the country, having been a performance analyst for Sporting Lisbon for 4 years. All of this has led up to their date with Enzo Maresca's men, with thousands of ticket requests coming in for Armenians living across Europe. Meanwhile, to give Noah the best chance of springing an upset, Motta has talked tactics with compatriots managing in the Premier League, including Fulham's Marco Silva, whom he worked at Sporting a decade ago, and Nuno Espirito Santo, who has rocketed Nottingham Forest into the top 4. Iceland's international Gudmundur Thoransson, who was one of the summer's reinforcement, gave an insight into potential tactics, saying, we will try to play our football, but there will be times where we have to park the ark. Oh, that is brilliant. Instead of saying park the bus, park the ark. I like that one. Things are looking up for Noah beyond just their exciting Conference League campaign, with ambitious owner Varjes Vardanyan investing in a new training ground and aiming to build a stadium to hold up to 20,000 people, a vast increase on their current 3,100 capacity at Obovian City Stadium. He said, my goal is for Noah to become a pillar of Armenian football, consistently achieving success in the Armenian Premier League and proudly representing Armenia in European countries. I think that's it, isn't it? That is it. That is it, guys. That is fantastic. Do you know what? That's a great article, to be fair. Really, really nice article. And I think that's quite informative as well. So they did get the first bit wrong, I will say. If you look at the top of the article, which I'll show you again, they said that the Blues travel to Armavir, which is not true. The Blues are traveling about 5 minutes down the road to Stamford Bridge. So yeah, apart from that, it's a great article. So yeah, I mean, it's a great story, isn't it? They weren't even called Noah in 2017, but 2 years later, they changed the name, and Noah's Ark, as they said, they're not going to park the bus; they're going to park the Ark. So we'll be looking for some fossil football, whatever you call it, fossil fuel football from Noah. Listen, guys, I think we've got to smash these guys. If we don't win them 5-6-0, it's not good enough, to be quite frank. And I need Felix to gain some confidence for this Arsenal game, because it doesn't look like Palmer's going to be available. But listen, let's see what people have said. What is the crack? What's Enzo Maresca been talking about? Also, we had some stuff coming out from Benoit Badiashile very recently. But let's go through Enzo Maresca's comments. Yeah, he mentioned that Cole Palmer didn't train on Monday. No, it was on Tuesday. So we're going to see if he's going to be available for Arsenal, but there's still a long way to go before that. So that will be cut down to the wire. His comments on Jadon Sancho said, for sure he is out against Noah. He's got a knock. So that's the problem with Sancho, who was previously ill. He's got a knock now. We will see if he can be available for Sunday, if not after the international break. So no Jadon Sancho against Noah, but potentially he could feature against Arsenal. He also said, for me, it's not a problem in terms of the ones that are playing in the Premier League. They played some games in the Conference League. Mark Cucurella played Panathinaikos away and not in the Premier League. It doesn't mean that they won't play. The season is so long and we have so many games. So he's talking about rotation there. I think that's fair. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, he's entitled to rotate. But if you're not getting the results, that's the problem, isn't it? And we rotated heavily against Newcastle and didn't beat United, which ultimately, to a lot of people, including myself, looks like 2 points drop rather than a point gained. Although you make an argument then that we have improved since the last time we went to Old Trafford, where we lost last season. McTominay scored 2, and the season before that we lost 4-1. So it is an improvement, but we would have expected more to do with the current circumstances. Enzo Maresca's comments on FC Noah. He said, I heard of them before the game, to be honest. I didn't watch games previously. In the last 2 or 3 days, we watched different games from them. The Conference League is tricky for us. Everyone wants to do the best game. We need to be ready. Yeah, but they want to have the best game against us because we're the best team. So let's not beat around the bush. We should still smash these guys. I mean, this is just the reality. Anyone who disagrees with that, I'm not entirely sure where your headspace is. This is not a Premier League. So, I mean, even against Southampton, I'd say, right, we should beat them. But if it was 1-0, you know, in the Premier League, that sometimes happens. In this game, we should score 4 or 5, 6, 7. I want to see a 7-0, people. 7-0 against Noah. I want us to put holes in the ark so that when it gets in the water, it floods and it cannot go any further and it sinks. That's what I think of Noah's Ark. But yeah, we've got to smash these guys. Don't make it seem like they're a good team. They're rubbish. Enzo Maresca also commented on Reece James. He has no idea about an England call-up because of the current workload. He said, we're happy the way he's progressing with us in terms of his physical condition and the way he's playing. About international, I have no idea if he will be selected. He also said, we need defensive balance. We cannot play with João, Cole, and Chris. I want to put them all on the pitch, but we need balance between attacking and defending. I've no doubt that if João Felix keep working well, he will find minutes in the Premier League. Well, that's not anything to do with him being good. That's whether Cole Palmer is injured. But listen, this is why I think Felix was a good signing. This is ultimately depth. Now, he's not going to be anything like Palmer in terms of quality, in terms of output, creativity. He's not a penalty taker for us, so we'll have to have someone else taking the penalties. He doesn't run as much. Pretty much every aspect of that position, Palmer's better at. But let's not sit here and say Felix is rubbish. He's just nowhere near as good as Palmer, but he's still a good player to have in the squad, as far as I'm concerned. And I understand what Maresca's saying. We need balance, don't we? He also commented on Mykhailo Mudryk. He said he's not playing from the start all the time, but he's playing. Defensively, there are things he needs to improve, like the rest of the squad. He also said it's difficult to change people like Mudryk. We can try to improve if you are shy or not shy. That's something inside of you. Misha, you can see he looks a bit shy, but overall, when he is with us, he is okay. So maybe Mykhailo Mudryk needs to come out of his shell a little bit more. I don't know if he's referring Enzo Maresca to the dressing room and the way he is around the club, or if he's just talking about on the pitch, sort of his aura, which I do think at times Mudryk gets the ball and just run. Like, you're literally faster than everyone else on the pitch, and he passes backwards. And I think, what was the point of you coming on if you're not going to try and make a difference and make an impact? So I think that's a fair assessment. Enzo Maresca was also asked about academy involvement versus Noah. He said Tyreek George for sure, Sam Rak Sai too. We will see. He was asked, he also said, Christopher Nkunku is similar to Zhao if they work in the same way. Oh, God, I've got a bit of a twitchy eye, guys, so I might have to close this one. Oh, that hurts. Do you ever get a twitchy eye? I don't know what it is. What is going on with this eye? Feels like it's going like that. That's what it feels like. I will be at the game tonight, guys. Yes, I will be at the game. I'm just doing a little preview before we go to London. He said Christopher is similar to Zhao. If they work in the same way, they will get minutes in the Premier League. Not only about them, but it's all of the squad. If you don't play Sunday and we have a Thursday game, then you can play that. If you don't train well, then you don't play, which is pretty standard stuff. Cole Palmer, he said, hopefully he can be fit. The tackle is quite clear. It's not a normal one. Hopefully he can be back. Yeah, that was a definite red card from Martinez. I'm sorry. I quite like Martinez. I actually think he's a good defender, but that was a disgraceful challenge on Palmer. That was how that isn't a red card, I will never know. Baddy Ashil also did an interview. He said it's a great opportunity because we want to win this competition. We know how important tomorrow is. We will try to win. Baddy Ashil's comments on Enzo Maresca, saying he is a great person and coach. We're in the same reason for football. I really enjoy the time with the gaffer. When asked about whether he wants to stay at Chelsea Football Club, he said, of course, I want to stay. Chelsea is a big club. I know it's difficult to succeed here, but I will do my best. He said he never knew who FC Noah was, but we are working on it with the gaffer. Badishal also said that Enzo Maresca didn't explain to him why he's not playing in the Premier League. But I know how hard it is to play in this club. We have a lot of good players. The only thing I can do is work hard and convince the gaffer to play me on the weekend. When Badishal was asked about Mudryk, he said he's a really good player. We all know how good he can be. He's a good person as well. He's fast. Sometimes it's hard to catch him. Yes, he is fast. So yes, that's an obvious statement. Another thing that Baddy Ashil was asked about was, what's it like constantly changing managers? He said, to be honest, I'm used to it. At Monaco, I had 6 or 7 managers. You try to do your best with all of them. And then on João Felix, Baddy Ashil said, João is a top player. He is a smart player. He is a good person like Mudryk. So, yeah, there's everything from sort of the press conference before the game. Pedro Neto came out yesterday and said, I knew it would take time to get into the best shape, and I'm here today working hard to try and get into the best shape I can. At the moment, I feel really good, and I'll tell you what, he looks really good as well, doesn't he? Pedro Neto, he was arguably our best attacker against United, really causing a lot of problems on that right-hand side. So I think I personally wouldn't have a problem with him on the left, but if you're going to drop Madueke, then I'd play Pedro Neto on the right side. I think that's totally fair. Yeah, so I haven't got an issue with that. A little update from Jadon Sancho as well, which has just come out literally. This is breaking news. Well, not breaking, but a bit of news here. Jadon Sancho on Instagram, you see he's going through a little bit of recovery at the moment. So, I hope he gets better sooner rather than later. It would have been nice to see him get some minutes, maybe ease his way back into the team against Noah. But I can appreciate that. He's not available. Listen, guys, we've got 314 people in the building, almost 250 on X, 70 on YouTube. Guys on YouTube, if you haven't already smashed the like button, please do. It does help a lot. Let's see if we can get up to 50 likes on YouTube, and then on X as well. Smash the like button. I'm going to run through the Chelsea team now. All right, we've spoken about Noah. We've gone through the ins and outs of who they are, when were they founded, which was only 2017, and then they didn't even have the name Noah when they started. But now we need to find out who is actually going to play in this game, who should play. But this is more of a prediction than anything, to be totally honest with you. So listen, this might not be accurate, but let's see if I am right. Right, in goal, I think we can all agree it is going to be... No, oh God, definitely not. It's going to be Philip Jorgensen in goal. Personally, I think that he got quite a harsh bit of treatment from a lot of the fan base after the Newcastle game. It's very hard to perform as a keeper when your defenders let you down. You could argue the same at United with the penalty. Sanchez would have never conceded that penalty if Fofana had positioned himself in a better way. And so for that reason, I do think we need to give Jorgensen a chance. I would start him ahead of Sanchez at this point. I think this is a no-brainer. But listen, if you disagree with that, that's fine. There you go. So, yeah, I'm going for Jorgensen in goal. On the left-hand side, so we're going to go as a left-back. I want to see Renato Vega as a left back. He was played in midfield against Newcastle. It's not his preferred position. I don't know why he was playing there. I didn't like seeing him there. No more of that, please, guys. I want to see this guy playing his preferred position. He is such a versatile player, but listen, Nkunku can play as a striker. He's better as a 10. Right? You've got other players who can play in certain positions, but they're better in others. So play the guy in his best position. Left side, let him invert. Yeah, big up to Vega. I think this is a fairly standard choice, to be fair, guys. If you disagree with that, let me know. Someone's saying check Dodgers. What, is there another tweet that's come out? Chelsea Dodgers. Why is Cole Palmer being called up to the England squad? What is this madness? What is this madness? Who in the... How stupid are you? Why are you calling up this guy? Oh, see, I preferred it last season with Southgate because at least he plays well for Chelsea and doesn't get injured on international break. But goodness gracious, that's terrible. I don't want Palmer to go for England. Keep him at Chelsea, lads. Keep him at Chelsea. But there you go. It is what it is. You can't win them all, can you, guys? Anyway, let me know what you think about that as well, guys. Do you think that's a good decision to call Palmer up? Do you think that's fair on the player as well when he's playing so many games at the moment and being picked on constantly? In terms of the defensive side of things, he's not got any space in the middle, does he? He has to always move out wide. Right. We continue. So we've all established we've got Jorgensen in goal, Vega as a left back. Who's going to be the left-sided defender? The man we were just speaking about, Benoit Badiashile. Give the man a chance to prove himself, as far as I'm concerned. Listen, he has been pretty shocking, hasn't he, at times? But he made a good impact against Liverpool when he came on. And for that reason, I am going to say that he deserves a chance in this competition. If we don't get a clean sheet today, I don't know when we will, to be quite frank. I think this is pretty basic stuff. But yeah, there you go. We're going to see partnered up with Badiashile. I think we will see this man here, Tosin, who's actually really disappointed me over the past few games. I think he's let himself down. Sometimes the passing is just far too slow, and his positioning hasn't been great all the time either, which is frustrating. But I'd like to see just build some confidence, guys. Listen, Noah will have 1 or 2 chances, maybe deal with it, build some confidence. You're not going to start against Arsenal, that's for sure, but maybe you'll get a start in another game in future. But yeah, I'd like to see Tosin and Badiashile get a clean sheet. I mean, we've got to win this game 6-0, guys. 6-0. I want to see a tennis match in terms of the scoreline. If we don't keep a clean sheet in this game, then God rest our soul. How can you not keep a clean sheet against Noah's Ark, a team that's not even 8-9 years old? Come on. Now, again, this is a prediction. This is not what I want. This is a prediction. So this next one will frustrate you, but I think we all know it's going to happen. So I think that as a right back, we are going to see this man here. He did it against Newcastle, and I think he'll do it again. I think Maresca is trying to give the guy minutes. But ultimately, Disasi is... he's not going to be a part of Maresca's plans, is he? If he's playing as a right back, I think if he really valued Disasi, he'd play him as a centre back. But he doesn't. That's why he plays him as a right back, just for rotation. But this is one of the few games that you can actually get away with it. Who keeps calling me? I don't know. Someone keeps calling me. Yeah, what do we think about Disasi as a right back? I can't imagine anyone's happy about it, but can we accept that against Noah? I think that's fair, isn't it? I think it's probably the only game that I go, all right, fine. We are that much better than them that I guess I could accept it. But yeah, that's my stance on it. Who's going to play as a number 6? I think we will see this man as a number 6. Enzo Fernandez. Listen, he needs game time. It might not be in the Premier League, but yeah, give him some minutes against Noah. I'm sure he won't be happy when he gets dropped at Arsenal and Lavia plays ahead of him again, which is what should happen. But yeah, let him ball out. Let Enzo Fernandez control the pitch, have that deep roll, pick those passes. I'd love to see a goal from Enzo Fernandez in this game as well. Glimpse, you got to go back to the beginning of the stream. We've already gone through who Noah are. Anna says, if Noah wins, I'm quitting football. What, quitting watching football? Nah, that won't last long. What, you're going to not watch the Arsenal game if we lose to Noah? But no, we won't lose. We'll be fine. So yeah, I think Enzo Fernandez, we're going to see him picking some good passes. And ultimately, we need to see a performance from this guy. We need to see some goals as well. I wouldn't say this generally in games, but Noah, come on, Noah. Have some standards, please. Or even, instead of Enzo Fernandez, is there an argument to have Casady? I wouldn't mind that. I mean, Casady deserves some minutes, and he's been all right when he's played in the pivot. It's not been bad. So actually, I changed my prediction. I'll play Casady instead of Enzo Fernandez. And then next to Casady, so Casady's my 6. And in the 8 position, I want to see Dewsbury Hall. So I want to see Casady and Dewsbury Hall. Guys, I mean, this is more than enough quality to beat these guys. I mean, this is ridiculous. Everyone's going, well, I know nobody's actually saying it, but some people might be thinking, well, you need more quality. Noah! Come on, people. Noah. I spoke to some Greek people the other day, and they told me there's a club in Greece that they support called Hercules, named after the Greek god. So that's the next team I want. But I'm not sure what league Hercules is in. So for that, for now, we're going to have to deal with Noah. Noah, what a name. So yeah, Dewsbury Hall, definitely not as a right winger, guys. We want to see him in his natural position. I think Dewsbury Hall will get a couple of goals in this game if he starts. He's a threat in terms of goal scoring. Yeah, I want to see him making things happen. On the left side, the man, the myth, the fastest player in world football, if not one of them, Mykhailo Mudryk on the left side. Any debates there, guys? I mean, he deserves a chance. This is a game, again, what we're trying to do with this player is bring his confidence up. This is the perfect environment to do so, in my opinion. So yeah, I want to see him playing. And then on the other side, this may surprise one or two of you, but providing Jadon Sancho is fit, I think that we'll see Pedro Neto play on the right against Arsenal, which means Madueke will be dropped. So I want to see Madueke playing against Noah as well. I think he needs a bit of a confidence boost. And just get some goals, guys. Get some goals, get some GA on the board. I think that will make a huge difference to the confidence, undoubtedly so. So yeah, for me, I want to see Madueke playing this game, Mudryk on the other side, and then for Arsenal, I would start Sancho on the left, and I would start Neto on the right. If Sancho isn't available and Mudryk has a good game, like I don't have a problem with him starting either, because Madueke has flatlined a little bit. I'm not saying he deserves to be dropped, but I think sometimes changing it up a little bit is a good thing. And plus, Maresca's shown that he has faith in Mudryk, but just not necessarily week in, week out. It's more in these competitions. There has to be an element of competitiveness. If you don't perform for a number of weeks, it's justifiable to drop you. And I think Madueke is in that position. So for that reason, I would play him in this game. And then in the 10, I think we all know that João Felix is going to be the man to lead in that position. Obviously, warming himself up for the Arsenal game if Cole Palmer's not available. Felix has not been as bad as a lot of people have mentioned. Yeah, maybe George starts on the wing, possibly. That's a shout. I don't know. This is just what I would do. This is what I think is going to happen as well. So yeah, it's not what I would do. It's what I think will happen. This is my prediction. I think George will probably come on as a sub again. But if he starts, like big up to him, he'll probably be on the right instead of Madueke. That's definitely a shout. And then we'll have Felix in the middle. We need to see GA from this guy. That's what people criticize, even though he had a great game in Greece. But yeah, get some more goals on the board and then shut everyone up, as far as I'm concerned. And then I think there is a genuine argument in this game. Come on, it's Noah. Does this guy deserve some minutes? We all speak about Nkunku. Do you think Mark Guiu deserves some minutes? Like this seems like a good game for him. Noah. Or are we just going to go down the route of Nkunku? Classic. What do you think? Big up to everyone that's watching. We've got 370 people. Guys, how many likes have we got on YouTube? Can we get up to 70 likes or 60 likes on YouTube? I don't even know what we're on. Smash the like button. Big up to everyone watching on X as well. Yeah, I think Guiu deserves it. You know, and then Nkunku, potentially, you could start him as a 10 and have Jackson up top and play the two together. Because I'm not going to sit here and say João Felix has a great defensive work ethic. Cole Palmer's just a player in himself. So, yeah, I think I'll be all right with Guiu starting this one. And maybe Nkunku come off the bench. But if we can give this guy a little run out, that would be fantastic. I think that would be great. So, yeah, that's my prediction for this one, guys. So, just to reiterate, we've got Jorgensen in goal, Disasi as a right back, Tosin next to Badiashile in the middle, Vega as a left back, Cassidy in the 6th, Dewsbury Hall just in front of him in the midfield, not as a right winger, definitely not as a right winger. Mudryk on the left. I think Madueke on the right, although Tariq George is certainly a shout. And then we have João Felix in the 10 with Mark Guiu up top. So the only positions that I think could change, I think there's probably three. You could see Enzo Fernandez instead of Casady. You could see Tyrick George instead of Madueke on the right, or you could see Nkunku instead of Guiu. So let me know what you think should happen. Big up to everyone that's watching as well. I'll give my score prediction. I'm going to say 7-0. 7-0. This is Noah. They're not even 10 years old as a club. They're 7 years old. 7 years old. So I want 7 goals. 7-0. Maybe that's harsh. Maybe I'm putting too much expectation, but come on, guys. It's at Stamford Bridge as well. So yeah, listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. It was only a quick preview today, but I thought better to do something rather than nothing. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Appreciate your time if you watched. We've only been on for 35 minutes, but listen, if you enjoyed it, let me know. I'm going to be at the game. Jacob is doing the vlog for this one, and we will also be doing fan cams as always. And listen, I hope you enjoy the game, guys, whether you're watching from home or coming to the stadium like myself. And I will see you very, very soon.